Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of our natural back to basics hair care series. Okay, so my name is Dear Gracious if you do not know, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video. If it is your first time, I hope you'll decide to stay, join our family. We're almost at 2k, yay! I think I can safely say now on the road to 2k, and of course if you are returning, thank you so much for returning. I really do appreciate you guys so much. So I do just want to say that this is a series, and so if you have not seen episode 1, 2 or 3, this is episode 4. I do suggest that you grab yourself maybe a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, whatever it is that you prefer, and you watch episode 1, 2 and 3 first before you watch episode 4. And if you're watching episode, well, this is episode 4, but you haven't seen episode 3, and I do recommend that you watch episode 3 first, and then you can continue with episode 4. When it comes to natural hair care, it is almost impossible to have healthy natural hair without moisture. Without moisturizing your hair. It doesn't have to be every single day, but for optimum health, I would definitely recommend every single day. Okay, if your hair is not moisturized, it is going to be extremely dry, it is gonna end up being brittle, and it's going to break off. Simple as that. There's no two ways about it. It's just gonna break off, and yeah, that's it. Then you're bald. Okay. Okay, but on a serious note, if you don't moisturize your hair is definitely going to suffer for that, and it is eventually going to break off. So for me, every single day I make sure that my hair comes into contact with water, and not just a little bit. I really try and make sure that I get water into my hair as much as possible. So even when I'm showering, like, I don't even wear a shower cap anymore. I make sure when I'm in the shower, I take off my shower cap, unless of course I'm trying to preserve a hairstyle. I always make sure that I just take off the shower cap and just allow the steam to open up the cuticles a little bit and just get in some extra moisture in there. I have a spray bottle which has water in it, and in the morning I always spray my hair quite generously, unless of course I don't want my hair to shrink too much. It does depend on what hairstyle I'm doing that day, but I try and be generous with the water in the mornings, and I try and be generous with water in the evenings as well, because if you have type 4 hair, then you know how our hair gets dry so quickly, and so it's very important to just try and saturate your hair in water every single day. So I don't mean like having your hair constantly be wet. That is not good for your hair. That can actually be very bad for your hair. So that's not what I mean at all. I just mean that do not let a whole day go by without you having your hair come into contact with water at all. That's not good for your hair at all. So for our demo today, I'm going to show you guys how I do the LOC method. There's also the LCO method. They're very similar. Those are the two most popular ones, and it basically stands for liquid, oil and cream, or liquid, cream and oil. Now I prefer to do the LOC method. I used to do the LCO method quite a lot in the beginning of my natural hair journey, and it worked just fine. But when I switched to the LOC method, I found that my hair actually stays moisturized a little bit longer than the LCO method. So I'm not too sure if there's a big difference, or maybe it's just all in my mind, but I have found that I definitely prefer the liquid, oil, cream method, because I feel like the cream just helps to seal in the liquid, which is my water, or this spray right here, which is what I've been using. I used to use this a lot in my first like maybe year and a half of being natural, and then along the way I just stopped buying it because I just wanted to try other things, and I would get sent other products as well. And I found myself going back to this year. This is the Black Pearl by Pearl 2C, basically from Afro Botanics, and it is her hair juice, enhanced moisture hair juice, and I really like this. So this, I don't use it to replace my water, but I also use it as a moisturizer. So I would use this as a leave-in, or basically my L, or I just use water. If you cannot afford to buy a leave-in conditioner, please do not feel like you need to have a leave-in conditioner. For me, it's more of a luxury. I don't feel that it's necessary to use a leave-in conditioner. Like, water works just as fine as your liquid. And then for your oil, you can use any oil that you like. This is one of my favorite ones. This is the Nilotica one, the nourishing oil. It works really well. But also what I do sometimes is I just mix olive oil, grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, and castor oil, and I mix it all like in a bottle, and I use that as my oil. And then for my cream, I like to use let me just show y'all. So in summer, I like to use this one, or rather I was using this one quite a lot. This is from Revlon, the Revlon Realistic Black Seed Oil Strengthening Buttercream. This is a really nice one. It's got a nice thick consistency, but I think it's great for summer. And I'm finding that now that the weather is getting a bit colder, that it's not working as well, because my hair just needs a little bit more. And so I have gone back to using this Nilotica one. This is the Deep Moisture Butter. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. This stuff works so well. It's really nice and thick, and I find that when I use this, my hair stays moisturized at least for 3 days. I just have to spray water and everything is just fine. So now that it's a bit colder, I'm definitely reaching for this one a whole lot more. I'm just gonna go into the demo now. It's gonna be just showing me showing you guys how I moisturize my hair very simply. And then another thing, that's how I moisturize my hair when I do the lock method, like I said earlier. And then for the next 2 or 3 days, I just simply touch up with water, and then on day number 3 or day number 4, I do the lock method again, so that I repeat the process. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I will see you guys on Thursday, where I'll also be announcing the winner. Bye. Alrighty, so we're starting off with 4 sections, and I'm just gonna split that into 4. So now you see that I'm gonna take the first quarter and I'm gonna split that again into 2 pieces, just because it's a little bit easier to moisturize when I work in smaller sections. And then the first step, as always, is my water. I spray quite a lot of water. I'm very generous with water at this point. Also, my hair started to get a little bit dry since I washed it. And now I'm just massaging the water in, making sure as well to detangle my hair as I go along. I always take an opportunity to detangle. Next up, we're going in with our oil, which is the O from the lock method. And I'm just using this one from Nilotica, one of my favorite ones. And I just start by applying that on my ends, and then I use my praying hands motion, and I basically take that product and I distribute it from the roots to the tip. So the great thing about this is that you get to feel if your hair has any knots in between. I wore my hair shrunk the last week, and so that means I have a lot more knots than usual. Next up, we're going in with our cream. So the same thing again, we start with the ends, you massage it into the ends first, and then you go from the roots using your praying hands motion, starting at the roots, and then you just smoothing the product down to the ends of your hair. And of course, again, detangling. A little length check. So I continue and I just squeeze my hands together, and then I spread the product from the roots all the way to the bottom. And because, like I said, I do have a few knots from how I wore my hair the past week, I'm just gonna go in with my comb. This part is not compulsory, it is completely up to you. Sometimes I don't use a comb at all. I'm just using that to help me get rid of some of those knots at the ends of my hair. And now I'm just going to split it into 2 and make some chunky twists. Someone did ask me in my previous video, how do I dry my hair? This is how I do it. After I moisturize, I just put my hair in twists, or I plait it, or I just leave it and I let it air dry. I do not blow dry. And that is the first section done, or moisturized. And now I'm just going to speed it up a little bit, because this is exactly what I've already shown you. We water first, and then we make sure that we massage the water into the hair, and of course detangling. And then our oil, starting at the ends and then distributing it to the rest of the hair. using the praying hands motion to squeeze down the product, and then of course detangling as well. Just a little bit more, making sure that I do not leave out my ends. That's the oldest part of my hair, and so it needs a little bit more loving. And then using my comb just to come out a few of those knots at the end. And now we're just gonna twist it up. So the next section is gonna be exactly the same thing. And I didn't show you guys me doing my whole head, but basically what I've done to the right side of my head, I do to the left side as well. And then I just leave it like that, and it takes about maybe half a day or more to get dry, but I usually do this later in the day. Then when I wake up, my hair is usually dry. And that is really it for my moisturizing routine. Like I said, for the next 2 or 3 days, I'll simply use some water and just spray it in the mornings and in the evenings. And then on day number 4, day number 3, I just repeat this process. But on dry hair, of course, I do not wash my hair again. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Of course, do not forget to subscribe. And like I said earlier, actually I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway on Thursday. That is when I'll be uploading my next video, so don't forget to engage, and I will see you guys in the next one.